Morning, guys. Today I met Firoz sir. He's the youngest person, and right now he's traveling in different valleys. Right now he is in Vyas Valley, and he traveled with his bicycle. I'll share the video also with you. And he is very young. Right now he is 18. Yes, sir.
That's right. 18, somewhere between 18 and 21 is my physical age.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'm getting younger with every passing year.
Yes, sir.
So if you meet me after a few years, I may be 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, sir, one more question. I'll share your bicycle also. It is very cool, sir.
It's lovely.
Yeah. And what is the best advice to live a happy life, sir?
I think the greatest thing that you can give yourself is contentment. To be content with what you have.
Yes, sir.
And I personally now that I've traveled a lot, it's been 4 years since I'm on the road with my bicycle. I think that at least for me, traveling is a huge part of the happiness of life. I've been an advocate in the Mumbai High Court. I still am an advocate. I've had money, etc. Everything has been wonderful. But this feeling that I now have when I'm traveling, I find that money doesn't necessarily translate to happiness.
Yes, right, exactly.
Today, I'm not earning professionally. I'm careful with my money. I'm traveling on what I have, but I'm 100 times as happy as I've ever been in my when I was professional and when much more money was coming in.
Yeah.
So I think that happiness doesn't really marry with money every time.
Yes.
Happiness is really when you are doing something which is spontaneously gives you that feeling that yes, I am doing what I am meant to be doing, and that's what I feel now when I'm traveling. Every morning when I get up, and I get up in different places every morning, and I sleep out on the road. I camp sometimes, and I sleep out in the mountains. And every morning there's that feeling of not knowing what is going to happen in the day, who I'm going to meet, where I'm going to go. So I think that really keeps that spark alive in your life. And I think one of the things that really erodes the happiness is that feeling of repetitiveness of life.
exactly.
You know? Getting up in the morning, having your bath, brushing your teeth,
Same
whatever,
schedule.
breakfast, go to work, do that, earn as much money as you want. You may earn crores, and you come back, go to sleep, and the same repeat. Then what happens is that money is the only thing you are looking at, and you realize now that I've moved out of the rat race, I realize that money is not really what gives you happiness.
Exactly.
It's the inner spark which gives you happiness.
Inner peace.
Yeah. That feeling of, getting up to a new day, getting up to a new dawn, getting up to something that is that you don't even know what to expect in that day.
Yes, sir.
Seeing new people, meeting, and you meet the most lovely people. Like I just came to Hari Om homestay. I just came to eat something. Because the lady had made some lovely parathas for me when I was on the way up. And the man started talking with me and he said, no, you just stay here. And I stayed the night here, and you realize that, humanity is all connected. We feel that we are all separate, but we are all connected. We should be, and I think it also depends upon where you are. Like in the mountains, where I am in the mountains, people are very, very different, and they're so outgoing, so loving, so open. That's why I love the mountains. I don't feel like leaving.
Always welcoming.
Yeah. And again, they don't have that sort of sense of, I just want to take from you.
Yeah.
There's that also that sense of, you are my guest. I want to give you something.
Atiti Devo Bhava.
Yeah. So, so that I think is what really keeps me extremely happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Most welcome.
One of the best advice I heard today. maybe in my life also. One of the best advice, sir.
Yeah.
For travelers especially.
Yes. Traveling is fantastic. Traveling is fantastic. The other, sorry, if I may just add one thing.
Yes, sir.
If you're traveling, many actually bikers, you're on a bike, many bikers ask me, that just an advice on the mode of travel, and they say we won't be able to do it on a bicycle, but on a bike, what could you advise? And my one advice is travel slowly. Yeah, just don't make it a point-to-point travel. I think that is something that really erodes the joy of travel and makes you into a tourist from a traveler. I tell everybody, be a traveler.
To experience every moment.
Experience the moments. Stop when you see a beautiful big tree. Stop. I don't know if have you ever hugged a tree? It's one of the most incredible things that you can do.
Exactly.
To just remove your jacket, etc. Put your palms on the tree. Remove your shoes and just hug it. You get so powerfully earthed. Similarly, the waters of the river. Go down to the river. Feel the river. Sit next to it. Sit on a rock. I mean, don't think that now I have to get to this point. Even somebody will ask me, when will you get to that point? When will you get there? I said, I'm not interested in getting anywhere. I'm interested in my present. I'm just so happy now. That's my destination.
Yeah, exactly.
So so I think it's very important to go slowly and really feel places and not to think that next stop is Manali, next stop is Leh, next stop is the best views, the best experiences, the best feelings that you get, I have found, are on the road and not at the so-called destinations, cities, etc.
Exactly.
So travel slowly. And the other thing that I would really recommend is that do not throw any plastic, any don't. Please be very, 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 very careful of the environment. That is the number one thing. And in India, it's the most important thing for every traveler, and especially young minds who are, educated, to know that not even I don't even throw such a small piece of plastic anywhere. Everything goes into my bag until I go to a safe place to dispose of it. Everything, not even the smallest place. That is the most, because India has become so filthy that foreigners also, I've been told by hotel owners that foreigners say that we don't want to come to India any longer because we don't want to spend all this money to come and see filth. So that is a very, very important thing. And the other thing that I may also say is that people feel that it's wonderful to have, some nasha, some this thing, drink, smoke. This is something that I can tell you absolutely with great conviction, that these short-term substances that you take, alcohol, smoking, or some sort of drugs or whatever it is, they do not give you happiness. They give you short-term pleasures and long-term sadness, really. And even when I've been traveling, even in Himachal, there are many places which people come just for this. And I talk with them, and I'm
in
with
Kasol,
them.
Kasol.
Yeah, many places like that. Yeah, Parvati Valley, etc. And this is, this nasha, you'll love it. And I say that I don't need substances to have nasha.
To be happy.
Life gives me the nasha. Every morning is my nasha.
Yeah.
I don't require substances to make me feel happy. I'm just happy inwardly. And when you start depending on substances, I think you are really eroding your true self. And after all, we are all souls. And I think you are taking yourself further and further and further away from the true joy which is within you. So that's another thing I would say. If you're not doing it, great, keep away from it. And if you are doing it, try and move away from it.
Thank you.
That will be my advice.
Thank you so much, sir.
Really nice talking with you.
Same here, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Great.
I'll show the bicycle also.
Yeah, sure.
Come, sir.
At the homestay, and I've just put out my solar panel because the sun is there to charge my phone and my power bank. The solar panel stays on my back bag and it keeps charging the power bank the whole day. I've got 2 more bags in front which are not here now, which I've left in Dhachula because I knew that this was off-road, so I wanted to be as light as possible. So with those 2 bags, I have my entire house on my bicycle. This is my tent and sleeping bag, which is here. This one has all my clothes. This bag, which is now in Dhachula but which will come here, has all my spare things, washing, etc. And the left bag is my kitchen. So it has my stove and cooking and everything. And my handlebar bag is for quick things
Yes,
which I
sir.
require when I'm riding. Gloves, camera, etc. I mean, phone, selfie stick, etc. So that opens like that and just closes very quickly.
Mm.
And bottles. I carry about 4 or 5 liters of water
Mm.
with me, depending upon where I am. And this is my pad to sleep on.
Mm.
So if I have my bicycle, I have everything. I have my whole house with me. I can stay anywhere. I've stayed in minus 10 degrees, minus 12 degrees in Ladakh, etc., out in the open,
Mm.
and I'm absolutely fine. Cook my own food, generate my own electricity,
Yeah.
everything self sufficient. Only thing I require is water from outside
Mm.
and occasionally a bath and to wash my clothes, which I really require now. I haven't bathed for about 10 days, except in that hot water kund.
Mm.
So that's the only thing I really require. But bathing also, if you find a hot water kund, you can bathe there.
Mm.
I don't normally, I don't wash my clothes with detergent
Mm.
in flowing water because then that spoils the
Water.
water of the stream. So then I have a folding bucket
Mm.
which I take out and I wash it separately.
Mm.
I'm very, very careful not to put any pollutants into the water
Mm.
or into the environment. And
Enjoying.
that's my life. Yes.